We are now going to create the rest of the loads, and we are going to start with the dead load coming from the roof. Then we hit this button here to generate a new load case. And we say that we are going to name it as CMT, Dead Roof Load. We will say that the action that best encompasses this load case is dead loads. Logically, this will affect the safety factors for the combination of load cases. For the combination of actions, rather, there is no difference between self-weight and dead loads, but the Cubus programs differentiate them for the sake of clarity. We press OK. And now we have to choose with which tool we are going to create this load case. Well, logically, the linear load is the one we are most interested in, and in fact, we are going to make a global vertical force along the z-axis of uniform value. So now we have two options. Click on the Create button and select the start point and the end point. Or, if it is on a single bar or on a row of bars, let's say it is a series of consecutive bars, we will see that in a little more detail later on this video, because we will be able to select two different options to define them, which are the ones that appear in these two little buttons that are now in gray. Why are they in gray? Because as you can see right now, we cannot select any bar. So we press this button here to start selecting bars. We select this one, which is the entire bar. And now, as we said, we have two options to choose. Then we press this button to generate the load in the total length of the bar, the whole bar that we have selected, or all the bars that we have selected, but in the whole length of the bar. And we would already have it. When is it useful, the other option? Well, if, for example, we are going to select this bar, I press Shift, this bar and this bar, notice that they have to be consecutive. If now I select this bar here, the first option disappears. Then I remove with Shift pressed this one, I select this one, then I could, that does not make much sense, but if I chose this option, I could indicate to the program that I want to apply this load to all this row, let's say to this series of bars that I have selected from the start, from the first point to the end or up to a distance from the end. But well, there we will see cases in which it is very useful to use this way of introducing the loads, but the normal thing is to introduce it either by points or apply to the total length of the bar, which is the first option. Now if we leave the menu, we would have already generated our dead load, and now for the snow loads, we will create two different load cases, snow on the left and snow on the right. Firstly, we will create the one on the left, for example, this time drawing the start and end points. We will duplicate it and put it in place, then we will make a new load case, which we will call snow left, and we say that it is a snow load. We hit OK, and we are going to give it a value of -16. But we are not going to select bars or anything, because the top bar goes from support to support. So if we selected the bar, we would have to do it in half of the total bar, so it's better to create it directly and say it goes from here to there. Super easy. And now what we are going to do so that you learn how to duplicate loads is to duplicate the load case. We press this button here and we say that it is snow. Right, we change the description to write snow and we click OK. But what do we want to do? Well, we want to put it in place. The loads have some application points that we will only see when we select the load. Notice that here we see nothing. Neither at the beginning nor at the end of the load. We see no dots. But when we select it, here appears a dot and here another. Then the points will not allow us to move the load easily, which is what we want to do. We select the load with the right button, for example, and we move it. We select a displacement point, so this one here. And now where we want to move it, well, here. And that's it, our load is moved